How often do you find yourself making judgments or assessments or assumptions about another person? We all do it. It's actually in our DNA. We make snap judgments to assess situations, to assess people. But the thing we have to remember is that there is more than what's merely apparent. Think about that well known iceberg analogy. About 10% of what we see on the surface is actually what's going on. And there's a whole other 90% beneath the surface that we have no idea. Even the people you are the closest to, you only really know a sliver of them because you're not in their head 24/7. And what has been bringing this up for me is, of all things, Pitbull. In one of his songs, he says, everybody's going through something. And it's true. Everyone I talk to lately has something that is going on, a hidden struggle. It could be elder care. It could be financial struggles. It could be stress about what's going on in the world, childcare, health issues. The list goes on and on. And we don't always share what we're going through. And so, something that we need to think about is if everybody is going through something and we can only ever know a sliver of another human being, and that in the absence of data, our brains are going to fill in that space with stories. And typically, those stories magnify our fears, magnify our own inadequacies, and help keep us safe. It feels safer to stand in judgment of why someone might be behaving in a way that we don't find acceptable than to get curious and go, I wonder what might be going on with them. Or to just assume that somebody who always has it all together and seems to just be on top of it, that, oh, they're fine. They can handle anything and they don't need to be checked up on. So, my invitation, my challenge for you this week is to practice leaning a little bit more into curiosity. And even for the people who you love and know the best, don't assume. Find out, what are they going through this week? Is there anything you can do to support them? Remember that everybody is going through something, and maybe it can give us an opportunity to move from judgment to a little more empathy, a little more curiosity, and a little more support, because so many of us could use a little more of that these days. So I would love to hear what opens up for you as you put this one into practice. And remember, even if you're going through a lot of tough stuff, never ever let anyone dull your sparkle.